Hello. Hi, darling. I missed it all. What did she come in and say, the bitch? I did. I missed it all.
She said EQ is a liar.
She was playing the victim, that it was so hard on her to have been sent those pictures. How do you think I felt when I received them? She was flipping it on her victim mentality persona, that it was wrong, like basically saying Zach was wrong and sending me those pictures.
But she sent them to Mama Cuz.
But she's apologising for absolutely nothing.
The thing is, the evidence that Mama Cass was showing that Gracie asked to see the pictures, not one of the messages is Gracie asked him to see the messages at all. To see the pictures. She didn't ask.
I'm quickly going to jump down
It's
because my
weird.
boyfriend's ringing. So
We love you, Zach. We
Bye,
love you.
I love you all too. I love you all. Thank you. I appreciate
See
it.
you later, Zach. Love you.
Bye, Zach. She said that she won't apologise for anything, EQ. She's got nothing to apologise for.
What did she respond when I asked her, if you were so traumatized receiving it, why would you send it to somebody else? Did she even answer me?
Wanted them to see the severity of the issue. But when I asked her about Angie and the clapper, she didn't respond. She left.
Right.
Sorry, my dad phoned. He was wanting an update and he was laughing, saying, about my shred.
Oh, she
You see-
clearly made it here when people were writing, oh, you're cancelled. She was going, no, I'm not cancelled. No, I'm not.
Hi, Debbie Harwood. Hello.
Yeah, he used to like her, but now he doesn't like her now after what she done.
It's terrible what she's doing. She said Monday she's going to show a whole bunch of stuff and do whatever.
Well, the funniest thing is we're all going to be cam to her because
I'll take her 10 a.m. slot.
Yep.
I'm due for 10 a.m.
liar,
Right?
liar, bye-bye.
I'm going to drop back down. See you
Oh, actually,
later.
6.3 thousand people can follow me.
Bye-bye.
Liar.
It's too early for me, though. It would be 5 a.m. I'd be sleeping.
It'd be good for me. I'm at work.
There, Sam can do it. We can take
No. I mean, good for me to come in and listen. Are you nuts? No.
Oh, God, no, I'd be too tired. I'd be like, well,
You know
I'd
what is really upsetting? For somebody with such a big platform to not take accountability for anybody's mental health and how they feel.
I honestly think she's going to take it too far one day with
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, look at Marcus Adams. She SH'd over what Miss Red said about her. She's already taken it far.
Yeah.
Angie's had breakdowns over it. I never knew what this. I knew it was a thick story back then, so I never really pried into what it was all about. But now in the last 2 days, I've actually heard it, and it explains her breakdowns. Never mind my dog.
Yeah, and she's done it to Angie and now she's doing it to somebody else. So there's no accountability at all. She doesn't see that what she's doing is wrong.
Did she apologize for the Angie one?
I'm not too sure.
I'm just curious if it was like.
Hold on, guys, 1 second. Awfully grateful, Amanda, that you're going in there saying shit. I would like, if you would like, to come into the box, because you seem to go everywhere in every live and just fucking torment people because you want to be so controversial. You're welcome to a box. I will give you a box to say what you just said in the chat.
Who? What?
To the box. Come into the box because you're so tough there typing away. Come into the box of what you just said.
Angie, who are you talking to?
Offie, grateful Amanda.
Oh, that's someone in the comments?
Oh, there she is. Hello, Amanda.
Hello, hi, good evening. Yeah, I'll come in if you're not going to scream like a
I'm
banshee.
not going to scream at you like a banshee, but go ahead and said what you said in the comments.
And don't also take the piss out of my accent.
I'm not.
Oh, fuck. It can be
Go
one.
ahead, Amanda. What were you saying in the comments?
I was saying about Zach, people have to be careful who they trust. Because let's remember, Zach was the one that lied to hospital staff when CLA was in the hospital, when he turned up at the hospital stalking CLA.
Hang on a minute, Amanda, I'll stop you there, because Zach was not well at the time. So put that into consideration. He thought he was actually sticking up for CLA, and he was panicking because he thought that she was going to be financially put into a certain situation. Now, he wasn't well in the head, like not in the head, but he wasn't well at the time. So don't you dare drag that up, as well as everything else that's being dragged up, for a little bit of attention, because you're not doing it.
No, I
You're
just
not.
said,
That lad's been, that lad's been through far too much in the last year.
Angie,
He's built himself up
why do you call
incredibly.
me in and let this?
So do not knock
I am
him
still-
down.
Because you're coming
Doesn't
in
make
trying
it
to spin a
right
narrative on
either.
someone
Doesn't
who
make it
wasn't well at the
okay.
time, and
So,
everything
so,
that people
okay,
are trying
so-
to do
So
is
if Miss,
because
if hello, so if
Hello?
Miss Red comes back tomorrow and says she's mentally unwell and that's why she's done what she's done, then that's okay.
Well, that
so
doesn't make
Zach
any
was
sense.
mentally unwell, so he physically got himself to a hospital, and because he says he was mentally unwell, that makes it okay. You have to make this all make sense, guys. If one
but
thing's
what
okay
you're
for
saying,
one
like, that
person,
doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Like, what
Amanda,
you're saying
get
doesn't
stood
make any
on.
sense.
Get stood on. Yes, just
And like, do you know
absolutely
what's really
ridiculous.
sad about this
that's
whole
all I
thing,
do
right?
is speak the truth. I mean, this is a
shit.
fact. This is an actual fact.
what's that
I'm
got to
speaking.
do
Not a
with
fact,
Why
what
and
did
Zach's done to
that's the
Zach?
thing. It's not a fact. Like, Zach has been through hell, and what people are trying to do is spin a narrative because they are threatened by him. So they are trying to spin a narrative on something that just isn't true. And Zach has admitted that he has never been an angel, and because he has maybe done shady things in the past, people are taking that, and when you're giving them an inch, they'll take a mile, and then they're spinning a narrative on something else. So most of the things that
Zach's
are going
been
around
very
that app
honest.
just isn't
All right,
true.
guys.
What
It's not true.
Angie asked me to come in and say what I said, and that's all.
So, can I just butt in a minute, right? I'd hate
was-
to cut across for anyone, right? But it's like, I'm not really, listen, I'm not here for anything that, but obviously, because I hate all this cam too, and I hate all this, the way people talk about other people's lives and that and everything else. And I'm a mental, you know, we all do stuff for mental health, I work in mental health, but then they go and personally, publicly go and attack someone else, like to publicly humiliate them, put stuff on the FYP. It's not your, you know what I mean? It's not for anyone else to have that conversation on, apart from the people that it deals. If say me and say, nice to meet you, Angelica. No, it's like we have an argument now. That's up to me and her to have an argument. It's nothing to do with anyone else. No one has to go and do another cam too. No one has to do thingy. And this is what I hate about the app. If you look at it, you don't walk up to someone in the street and go, "Oh, look at you." You know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
And this is the thing in my head. Like,
Sorry, I didn't mean to silence him. Miss Red is
to be.
on. So
The truth of the
listen
matter is,
to
I'm
Miss
actually
Red.
a peacekeeper.
Somebody,
Everyone, guys, don't turn the comments off
truth.
of the peacemaker.
I tell the truth. Bye bye.
Amanda,
I
one
don't
second.
like people
Amanda,
coming
one
on
second. Okay,
live.
goodbye.
I'm not turning my gifts off. Everybody else has got the gifts off. I don't like people coming on live and ashing things out. I've tried to speak to people behind the scenes. I'm not in control of what Alex does, Kaz does, anybody else does. I am in control of my own actions, right? And as far as me and Zach go, I've done nothing but support him. Right, hence him sending me chocolates, flowers, telling me he loves me, asking to do FYP shows. I've given him FYP shows. He begged to do the shows. Do you know what I mean? And I knew this was going to come. I'm not the first person that he's done this to. We've been fine, absolutely fine. He's been digging at me for weeks and weeks. Behind the scenes, I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. I'm not this puppet master that I'm being painted out to be. I don't know who's. So basically, guys, what happened was, round about May last year, some information come out about Zach that he was manipulating people for money, and there were screenshots sent to me and other people. And I didn't want to touch this exposure. I don't do exposures. I didn't want to touch it. And Kaz and Gracie joined forces to do the exposure, right? Obviously, because I do FYP show. I did give him shows. Because I do the FYP show, we would have made FYP show, right? So obviously he sent me messages, sent me pictures saying, please just leave it out. And then I contacted I contacted Kaz, and I said to Kaz, it needs to stop. This is what I've been sent. I was panicking. Obviously, when you send pictures like that,
She froze, thank God. Maybe she
sent pictures like that, want anything to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think the point that people are missing are that them pictures were sent to me in the first place. It made me really, really scared. I was petrified when them pictures were sent to me. Yeah. It actually made me feel ill when I
but
seen
then
them
you shared
pictures,
them
and
and
them
said,
pictures were sent
but then she shared them.
to silence me, by the way.
Exactly. I'm dropping down because I can't listen to that.
Said the pictures were sent to silence
To
her.
silence me, but I weren't going to speak on it anyway.
Why
Here we
didn't you
go.
have the same
And me
chest
and
when
Zach
she was
spoke
in your
after
box,
that.
Angie?
Hence
here
why
we go.
we're friends now.
Wow.
And all this has been done for a purpose.
To get rid of you, and he's
It's all
telling the
been done
truth.
for a
Because he
purpose.
finally spoke up, and you're done.
It's not just one person that is behind the scenes. And I'll be back Sunday, and I'll show everything. Because I've built up an amazing
Keep freezing.
truth. People want my platform. They're obsessed with the numbers. They're obsessed with everything that comes with it. I'm not. I do an hour and a half a day. I don't come on battling. I
Yes, you
don't
do.
She's obsessed.
do the show.
You're so
That's
fucking
all I want to do is my show. But people want it.
Well,
People
they don't want
it.
you.
And they'll go to any means to take it. And I'm not the
Wow.
only creator that this has been done to. You know, I'd rather have 1,000 people here that genuinely want to come here and watch me.
What a liar.
1,000 people, 500 people, 100 people
How about
that are here
zero?
just to watch me. And I'm not over. I am not over, guys. I'm just not prepared at the moment. I've got nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like I've just had deer caught in headlights. So
Like,
I
she
will
hasn't
come
known
on
what's been
Sunday and
going
I'll
on
speak
all-
my truth, the truth. Things aren't how they're being painted out to be, guys. Thank you for the love. I'm not this horrible, mean person behind the scenes. I'm not this horrible person behind the scenes, guys. And I can't control what other people do around me. You know?
You control that.
Like, Alex and Zach have got their beef. Zach's going to go back at Alex. Alex is going to go at Zach. I can't control Alex. He's his own person. Kaz and Zach have their own beef. I can't control Kaz. I can't control Zach. You know? I'm not behind mass. Really, I'm not, guys. I've always supported Zach with this show. Always supported him. And I've always told him how proud I was of him, just like I tell Luke and just like I tell any of my friends how proud I am of them. This isn't as it seems, and I promise you that. It really isn't.
Her friends have
I've
made
sent
it so much
nobody.
worse. Like,
I've sent absolutely nobody. I'm the one that's been used. Nobody else. Me. And I'm not trying to save face.
Like,
And I'm
this
not
is why I don't really
disappointed.
like the Cam 2 type of stuff and that. Because you can just feed into each other.
Silenced when I didn't need to be, silenced because I weren't talking about it anyway. But it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter how they impacted me. It doesn't matter
It's
how
all
them
about her.
images impacted me.
The images
Do you know what I
impacted
mean?
her. Well,
We all have low points. I've been at my lowest at times.
all about her now.
I've been
There
at
you
my
go.
lowest at times.
No
I
one
would
cares.
never put that on somebody else ever.
Yeah, you have.
Never would have put that on somebody
You
else.
put it on your audience crying.
If
about
I'm
you
having a
being
bad
kicked
day,
out.
I'll come off TikTok.
No, you don't.
I don't forward my horrible times
Yes,
onto
you do.
people.
Oh my god.
And he got my help.
Wow.
Hence why a year later, we were friends. I wanted to know.
Well, there you have Miss Red. I guess she'll just go on and on. It's all on her now. Everyone feel bad for Miss Red.
Happy Mama said it in the chat there, Angie, that all she goes on about there is the views. I can sit with 1K people. Why does that matter? We're talking about someone's mental health.
Exactly. Well, she's making it all about
The
herself.
fact that they're failing to miss the point that he was at the time a very, very unwell man, and they've used and abused him and manipulated him, and shared images that he shared when he was extremely unwell.
Yeah.
And nobody's taken accountability for the fact that regardless of whether he sent them, he was very unwell.
You know what bugs me is that you say she was so triggered by the images, and yeah, like I believe it would be triggering for anybody, but surely, like, she's got family around her who she can go to rather than people on the app and say, listen, what am I supposed to do with this? Rather than going to somebody who absolutely hates his guts and sending them to two people who were going to do an exposure. Why not go to somebody else and ask for help if she was that triggered? Like, why did she have to send it on to someone else?
Exactly. She knew exactly what she was doing when she sent those images. Exactly what she was doing.
And you know, like, Zach has been through so much, and people, because he's got a past, have tried to spin so much on him because they'll go, oh, well, he's done this and this is the proof. But no one yet has come forward with any solid proof of anything.
And he's never hidden. He's never hidden by the fact that he was unwell and he was very vulnerable and he was struggling. He's never once hidden behind that fact. So why are they trying to use it now against him? And that just drives me insane. The fact that somebody, you know, I work in mental health. I train counsellors. I do it for a living. I see it daily. And he reached out. He tried to show the state that he was in. He was then sectioned, for goodness sake. Like, do they not realise what having those images can do to somebody?
Yeah, people were going hard for him, so he sent that picture to her to say, listen, like, it is true, here's the proof, it is true what I'm going through, I'm not lying, here's the proof. He didn't send it for, like, her to send it around or for any other reason, but to say, listen, like, you're trying to say I'm lying about being sectioned or being unwell or having like horrendous mental health issues. They were all saying that he was lying, so he sent that picture to say, listen, I am not lying, like, here is the proof. And she's took it upon herself to share it with somebody who was going to do an effing exposure on him. Like, is it okay? Like, is she actually okay? And then she can sit there with the audacity to play victim just because she's scared of losing that platform.
Yeah,
She does. Insanity. That's what she does. I've never ever come in anyone's boxes. I've been in Miss Red's box once, talking about the Remy one, and I never ever come in anyone's box.
Not me.
I'm more of, like, a silent watcher.
Not me.
But what they are trying to do is absolutely vile. It's vile.
I mean, that was absolutely a masterclass on narcissism, what she came in here and done. And to sit here and to say, I sent those pictures to Mama Kaz, big chest, no front, and then to say I apologize for nothing, and then to gaslight the victim. It was sickening to sit here and watch that. She should be ashamed of herself.
Yeah.
She's disgusting. And sorry, Angie, I'm going to apologise to you for coming on your platform like that, but she flipping irks the life out of me. And I just feel like, not per se people in here, but a lot of people on TikTok are scared of this woman. What are you scared of? She can't do nothing to nobody. She's a flipping bully, mate. She's a bully. She's disgusting. And I'll keep on talking about her. I don't care, because they can't do me nothing. What's the worst you're going to do? Put me on your FYP show?
Oh, no.
She won't do that to him. Not you.
Everyone said I should do an FYP show on Monday at 10 a.m. I might just take her spot.
Talks with T. Talks with T. Talks with T. I saw you live.
And we're all there.
You know what? And I think that's
Do it.
That's the difference between Zach and Miss Red. Zach's done a lot of things on the app, but he's took accountability for everything he's done, and he has rectified the things and the mistakes he has made. Miss Red continues to float through with this victim mentality, and that people should just beckon to what she says, and it's got to be gospel. Just because you've got other people doing it doesn't mean that you're not guilty yourself.
Yeah. Just because you've got a big platform and you're doing FYP show doesn't mean that everything that comes out of your mouth is truth. Not one person, not one single person has come forward and showed any proof apart from Kaz with those stupid screenshots of text with Gracie. And the worst thing Gracie said was, he's effed up. That was the worst thing she said. There was no proof to anything. The dates were all different. The times were all different.
That she's on the phone at the top of the screenshots.
Yeah.
Have you seen the green banner who was on the phone too?
But I just wanted to say thank you very much for letting us in the box, but I have to go, but I'm still going to be watching. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Sammy.
Disconnect.
I do think that EQ will be going live when she's doing her live, and she'll be I think, if that's what I heard correctly.
Yeah.
So EQ Sparks went up at 10 a.m. on Sunday. I think that's what she said. Then yeah, I'm there for that one. Definitely.
We're all there. But she never came in your box with the same chest as what she did on her own live, because there's nobody there to make her accountable for the things that she's saying.
Exactly. But she did leave rather quickly. When I asked her about the clapper with Angie, she took off.
And I think it is a good point to make around Angie. I think Angie says some shit things. Do you know what I mean? Some wild things. But people should be made accountable for how they've made her feel as well for the bullying.
Exactly.
Aside from what she said.
Listen, I think we all do shitty things at some point.
Of course.
All of us. We've all probably done something shitty. But this one here, she's still going on and on and on and on and making herself the victim of, how do you think I felt when I got the pictures and what did that do to me? Obviously not much if you're sharing them with other people.
Exactly.
But that's the victim because she never then said, oh shit, this is serious, let me try and help Zach. Her first thing to do was to send them on to somebody and said, please don't expose him.
The two people that he was having a fight with, by the way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, which
totally different.
Which she could have just messaged them and said, look, I've received some real bad images. Don't go any further. But she didn't.
Yeah.
She just blatantly sent them pictures on.
Exactly.
And taking no accountability for sending them on. That's the worst bit.
Yeah.
She's saying it like it was okay. Like, I sent it, and what? Like, take the accountability. You're sharing pictures of a vulnerable person in a vulnerable position, and you can't even say sorry for that. It's disgusting.
Well, I just hope someone takes her down.
Well, look,
I think she's doing it to herself, in all honesty. I think I think there's that many people that are supporting Zach and standing with Zach and everybody else that she's bullied over the last sort of year. She's taken herself out at the end of the day. She's taken herself out. And it's just going to just sit and watch it. Let's sit and watch it all unfold because it's going to.
I really hope so. I hope all these people, like the ones that stood with Pearl, and it's just disgusting.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Can you all hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Can I just say, somebody said it before, that she's such a narcissist, misread. And you know what? I've watched all this live and I thought, oh my God, the only thing she was concerned about, it was how it's going to affect her, how the pictures affected her. She sent the pictures to the people who hated him the most. Yep. And she always spoke about how, I mean, it's so irritating. I mean, I was screaming. I was looking at my phone. I was, please let me in. I wanted to tell it to her face. I mean, she plays this vulnerable woman, that the person who always speaks her mind, and she's being so nice to everybody, and she's the voice of reason. She manipulated the whole thing, making him look like an absolute, I don't even want to say it, but he was at his most vulnerable, and she'd used that just for the clout. I mean, what a low blow. I mean, what, you can't fall down any further. I mean, this woman should be taken off TikTok, she'd be banned, never ever be allowed on this app. And again, what she said about Eva, when she said that he had a problem with somebody else, I think that guy's name is Alex. She said, "Oh, there's nothing to do with me. I can be friends with two people and they can have beef and whatever." But hold on a second. What happened to Evil Queen and what's that guy's name? The DJ, such a buddy. That's it. She took his side. I mean,
yeah, she's a hypocrite. She's a walking hypocrite.
A narcissist. I'm a hypocrite, and it's so annoying. I was so frustrated. I just wanted to rip into it, but I just didn't get a chance. I mean, honest to God, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm absolutely shaking, and I feel so sorry for this guy as well, for Zach, that what he went through when he was at his most vulnerable. I mean, who does that? Who does that?
A horrible person does that.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what? It's just absolutely, yeah, but thanks very much for letting me in. But I just wanted to let it out. It feels so, I mean, that's why people committing all silly things, because, do you know what I mean? Because they feel like, he was saying to her, please stop, because obviously I am vulnerable and I am at this state where I can't really defend myself and I'm, I don't really know what to say, blah, blah, blah. And she chose to share the pictures. He chose to send the pictures to her just to show her how bad he is. And she was saying that it affected her so much that she sent it to two people who hated him the most.
Exactly, who he had beef with. She could have just sat there and was like, right, girls, don't take it any further. But no, she had to do her thing.
I think we
absolutely ridiculous.
We need to see, like, she's just a terrible fucking person.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading the comments, and she's saying that Zach needs permission to show the text mess. Well, what did Kaz just do?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
exactly.
She's turning it all on herself. Like, if you guys can't see what she is, like, oh my God.
And this is just one incident. This is just one incident. There are loads of stories of her doing similar things.
Well, she's not finished at all. She's only just started, apparently. Hold on.
What it is.
Look at her face. Oh my God.
I'm not finished. And you can be team whoever you want. Oh, thank you, Kaz. Thank you, everybody. Big love, everybody.
You're
Roy,
trying to
there's
sit there and tell me that she just came live today, but all week she didn't know what was happening? Of course she knew what was happening.
And didn't she say when she came in the box, she couldn't go live because of the Wi-Fi, but now she's sitting there live.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Say that. Hi, everyone. Hey, Remy, my sister.
Hi, Kiki.
Amanda, how come now you're saying that Miss Red is very calculated and dangerous? Amanda, come up in the box. Because your thing just changed. Like what you were saying
Andy,
earlier.
I did say this to you earlier, didn't I? I said if you listen to the wording, you'll hear the narrative spin, then spin again, then spin again. And in the matter of the last hour, we've gone from Gracie to I can't deal with Alex to now it's on to any other story but her. After saying that she's not going to do anything, so she's not going to apologise. She's not going to stop people from saying what they want to do on her platform. So the narrative will spin again before Sunday. Let's face it.
Yeah. Amanda, what changed your opinion from earlier?
No, I didn't change my opinion. You didn't ask my opinion on Miss Red. Earlier on, I had already said Miss Red is a wrong, and Miss Red blocked me away last year when I questioned her about her behaviour and how she was manipulative towards Angie, and this was when she'd only just started her morning show. So Miss Red is trouble from the start. All I was saying about Zach, just because I said something about Zach doesn't mean I was for Miss Red. All I said about Zach earlier on was just be careful who you trust, because people were like all saying Zach's the victim and Zach's this and Zach's that. All I was saying is just be careful with Zach as well, because look what Zach has done. So they're both wrongins, as well as Pearl and Luke and goodness knows who else. That's my view.
But
Now
do you think Zach was justified in coming out and saying everything that they had done to him?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Hello, Amanda.
Wow. I mean, come
How
on,
are you,
come on.
Amanda?
I mean, that's not the case at all. I mean, he can be wrong for all different reasons, for whatever reasons, what he's done in the past, whatever. But the fact that he was vulnerable and he shared that with somebody, or he felt like he has to share that with somebody because there is nothing else he can do to make them understand how low he is, and then that person chose to share that to everybody else. How is he wrong for that?
No, he was right. What do you mean? He was right for that. He was right to expose Miss Red for the horrible, vile, nasty human being that she is. And she's been a horrible, vile, nasty human being since she started the whole thing.
Amanda, let me give you something to think about, okay? I'm going to speak on behalf of the majority of men, right? A man will not sit there for no reason. No, hang on, let me talk.
You can't talk for the majority of men.
And let me
The same
land,
way I
please.
can't talk for the majority of women. That's a ridiculous
And let me
statement.
land. Hush and let me land, please. When a man has to come out and say he feels a certain way, right, that he is hurt deep down, right, that ain't no easy thing. It is a very prideful thing. And I think there's a fair few men I can speak for who will say, I will not release my feelings to anyone but me, because I don't want anyone to see me in my weak point, in my lowest point. So for someone to come out in front of thousands and thousands of people and say, this is my story, I am hurting, this is how far it's gone, this is what I've done, and you're allowing it to happen, that's a big thing, because that man, he then feels tiny, that he's had to disclose this to everyone. He's had to let this out to the world. He's had to show his vulnerability. He feels weak. He feels vulnerable. And no one is going to look at him the same way. Then it reflects onto, will my partner still love me because I've shown my vulnerability? Will my fans, will my interactive groups still think of me the same way because I've shown my vulnerability and my low point? So don't ever come in the box and say, it is wrongs, blah, blah, blah. That man has jumped in the box today and disclosed his true feelings on how much he is hurting, irrespective of how people are now going to feel about him or if people see him to be weak or vulnerable. That man has stood up for himself and disclosed his feelings. And on behalf of men, I'm not going to let you sit here and trash talk.
Oh, shut up. You're being totally
No, you shut your fucking mouth. Don't start being disrespectful to me.
On
don't
behalf
start
of
being
men
no,
and
don't
men
start being
and
disrespectful
men
to me when
and all
I ain't
that
being
nonsense.
disrespectful to you.
That
Don't
you're
sit
being
there and start saying it's
disrespectful to women.
sexist.
Can't
No,
be being
nothing was mentioned
disrespectful
about
to women.
sexism.
As if
Nothing
you're
was
making out as
mentioned
if
about sexism.
you're making out as if men are
Don't
better
even
than
try
women
and spin that
and he's
narrative.
more of a man.
Don't even try and spin
I'm
that
telling you
narrative.
what I just heard.
No, you literally just turned around and said it's to do with sexism. It's
You're
nothing.
being totally sexist.
I am
Your
telling
statement
you.
now
I
was
am telling you
totally
from a man's
sexist.
perspective
I'm telling
how a man
you,
will feel
and
on
you
it,
can't
because
say from
man
a
will
man's
not walk on
perspective.
it.
That's
You're
as if
one of those
men are
people
better
who
than
aren't
women.
gonna
They're
listen.
not. Men
No.
are not better than women.
Listen,
Men
read
are
your
not
comments.
better
Who
than
said
women.
men are better than anyone?
You
No
are
one.
making out it takes more for a man to come in and bear all than it does for a woman. That's rubbish. That's
Well,
total
go
rubbish.
away with yourself,
That is
Amanda.
totally
Go away
sexist.
with yourself.
What I didn't like this morning is Grace has decided to jump in on this. In my opinion, Miss Red ain't saying it. This is my opinion. We're all out our own opinion. It's because there was an incident that happened a few weeks ago on Miss Red's platform with her. And she decided to now jump on this hate campaign, in my opinion, and blame her for something when she never did that. So I've come and I've spoke the truth. That's the truth. I've shown you messages which you still choose to not believe. Gracie went live saying how triggering it was and how she couldn't believe it at the time. That's not what the messages say. In their messages, you said how disgusting it was and how bad you felt for Miss Red, that she has to face this, that she has to be brought these messages. What you lot are not understanding here and what you're struggling to understand, and you're all running with one narrative that because you hate one person due to like a bit of other creators, is that why in the first place is Miss Red being sent images of self-harm?
Why is she sharing it?
Did you choose to see that? But no, if that was Alphabet doing that, it would be World War III. If that was me doing that, it would be World War III. If that was Ems doing that, it would be World War III. But because it's Zach, it's okay. Because he was going through a hard time. So it's okay, guys. There's nothing wrong with that because he was going through a hard time. How about the way Miss Red felt after seeing that? How sick she felt, calling me, crying her eyes out. Because she has to be faced with that and have that on her conscience to always know that she's seen something like that, or how I felt. But because you hate one person right now, because you've decided to listen to a twisted agenda, you're running with a narrative. I don't give a fuck. Gracie decided in my...
By the way, Corey is being gifted. I bet he's gonna go in the box in a bit.
I just don't understand. It doesn't take away from the fact that Miss Red said from her own mouth she forwarded the message. Like, so regardless of whatever she was thinking, feeling, we get it was triggering for her. She still should never have shared it to anyone, and she's admitted to doing that. That's the issue.
Remy, my sister, I don't believe it was triggering for her in the slightest. Of
course it wasn't.
I don't believe that it was triggering for her. So I'm not buying that and I'm not running with that. And
Also, can I just pick up on some? Sorry to jump in on you, Kiki. I apologise. There was just a comment there from someone called Woody saying, "I support Miss Red, blah blah blah," on another account. Woody, I find that very very hard to believe. I don't have any other accounts. This is my sole account. So take yourself back into your little box, sit in it, and think. Yeah. Good day.
But also, so what if somebody is following sometimes people are following people because they're checking in on something. It doesn't necessarily mean they're in there watching and supporting and gifting. I'm sure there's a whole load of us that are still following people that we don't like anymore, and we haven't realised we're still following them because they've got 100 accounts. So that's not even a point. Gosh, there is so much going on with this, isn't there? First of all, can we just appreciate how well Zach's been handling this? Because
Sorry.
I think he's dealt with it so well in terms of not coming with emotion and just speaking on how he feels.
Absolutely.
I love you too, Kaz. We know the truth. We see it for what it is.
Oh, cockapoo's in the box. Oh, God.
please.
This isn't stage managed. There's no script. We haven't spoken. I didn't know you were going to go live. What I understand, I didn't know until Kaz went live that you were sent some images. Were you sent those by Zach or by somebody else?
By Zach.
Okay, so you got those images because you were running FYP at the time, and there was a potential that you were going to discuss the story online. And obviously, Zach, you know, was very, very stressed out.
Bullshit.
He got muted. I don't know why.
Exactly, Angie. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
What's going to matter?
I was in Miss J's live yesterday, and Miss J said she didn't want to do a fucking tell me how people are not running this app. Miss J said, I don't think I'm going to do the FYP tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And then Cockapoo in the box turned around and said, well, if you don't, you know who wins. So there you go.
I wasn't going to touch that exposure anyway, Cockapoo, because I don't do exposures. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, because
she
I
was
do
going to do
my
this push
FYP.
about Gracie. What? I missed that, but that doesn't matter. We missed that. She said something about an exposure, but
Anyways, at the end of the day, honestly, Miss Red, is deflecting it and making herself the victim in the whole story, how she felt about this, what about what Zach was going through that had to go to that extent to get you to shut the fuck up?
Absolutely.
Exactly, Angie.
And the word exposure is just being battered around. as if-
Was he friends with Kaz? No, because they were beefing.
But Kaz and Zach were both beefing. And Gracie, yeah.
Yeah. So you got the images, I think, with a view to trying to help stop that expose. Now, not because it didn't happen, or you know, I'm not suggesting any form of manipulation of what happened, but more to do with trying to stop that coming out any more than it was already out on the app at that time. Yeah.
Well, like I say, I wasn't going to touch it, and I did speak to him after, because I didn't really know much about Zach. Do you know what I mean? And I was doing an FYP show, and people were typing Zach in the comments, and I was like, Zach the brat is a scammer, innit? And then he sent me a message, and we spoke after that. Do you know what I mean?
So that's how.
She's
So
lying
if
right
you
there.
haven't
She
sent
said
the
she
images
gave Zach a
to
platform.
reinforce the absolute dire straits that he was in, do you think Kaz and Gracie would have stopped?
I'm going to throw my phone.
Do you know what, Cockapoo? I just, at that time when I got sent I also sent the images to a mutual friend, you know what I mean? And I sent them to mine and Zach's mutual friend, because I freaked out, you know? And the fact that he said one of you is going to have blood on the hands, and I was like, Jesus Christ. So I reached out to Kaz, because her and Grace were doing this, you know, exposure thing, and it just went from there. Do you know what I mean? And like people saying I shouldn't have sent them on, I shouldn't have been sent them, I should not have been sent them images in the first place. You know, it's
Victim
not
again.
a case of
I'm telling you now, I'd have done exactly the same thing. If I thought that I thought that people potentially would have been putting themselves in the situation of causing that, then I would have done exactly the same
Of
thing.
course you would, Cockapoo.
Have shared
that's some bullshit.
stop
Bullshit.
in their tracks.
Didn't Cockapoo message Zach about the 10 a.m. slot, though, saying that she needed to talk to him about it?
But hold on a minute. The only reason Zach sent you the pictures is to show you the state he was in, actually, because guys wouldn't fucking leave him alone.
Exactly.
Like, what can somebody, like, I fucking get in that box, she'd probably kick me out in 2 seconds anyway. She probably wouldn't even give me the box.
And remember, Zach's not the first person they've done this to, and it won't be the last.
To get in that box, honestly, and fucking, again, you'd probably get kicked out anyway, but. No, she's her and Cockapoo just goes in there and basically leads her down what conversation she has to say. So is it say, you know, to say this correct? Yeah. That's all she's doing. That's what Cockapoo's doing.
People people have been doing
What she
it.
should have done when she got the pictures in the first place, she should say to him, listen, this is really serious. Right, I won't be talking about it anymore. Is there anything I can do to help you? Do you want me to contact somebody? Do you want me to help you in any way? And that should be it. There should be nothing else discussed, or there should be nothing sent to anybody. And because she was so affected, he should send that to the person who didn't like him. I mean, please, what a bullshit.
I think Miss J is gonna get in now. She just got into the chat.
Of course,
Miss J
is going to get into
It's the usual crew, you know.
What they do, if anyone is going against anybody, or if they think something's coming out, one person will start up a live. Then they all get in as a way to draw the viewers away from them, from the other place.
Yeah,
that's it. And they've been doing this
Yeah.
for a long. It's the same strategy over and over again, which isn't hopefully going to work this time. They do
It's so true. So true. Sorry, it's my first time on the box.
Yeah, that's what they do 100%. They all
She
stick
should be
with
cancelled for
They
that.
didn't do anything. I didn't know that happened. They play, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't know.
By the look of it, too many eyes are now open. There's too many eyes looking at the situation and too many people coming to the same consensus that, yes, it has been seen, the behaviour is wrong, it's going to be called out, it can't be dropped. And that's the great thing, is when that many people come together on the same consensus, it can't just be swept away. It has to be followed through.
But mind you, this has been a behavior that she's been exhibit for many, many years now, because she started not a long time ago with Mr. UK TikTok, where everyone was trying to remove that wrong of the app, and she was enabling him. She was modding for him, she was gifting him, and that's how she grew her platform. And now she's targeting all these creators all the time. She's a narcissist. And
Yeah, she is.
no one
I
can
think-
see that through.
I
Sorry,
think
but
we
you
all need to
can't.
show them now. I think we all need to show them now that we're going to all stand together, and we're not going to allow that kind of behaviour. We just need to all get together and just not allow it. She has to be either cancelled, or she needs to, I don't know, formally apologise to him. I mean, even the fact she said, I'm apologising for absolutely nothing. How disgusting is that?
That speaks so loud.
I mean,
how no morals she has. Like, who in their common sense would even dare to share those photos? It's just the thought process behind it. It doesn't make sense to me. I think the common mortal would never share those photos. She shared because she would profit of it.
yeah, I mean, do you know, if she came up and she said, you know what, I'm really sorry for doing that. I didn't expect that is going to come to it, or I didn't realise whatever, and I'm really, really sorry. I think that would be a totally different scenario. But the fact that she even said that she's not going to apologise to somebody who is vulnerable and who is trying to put himself back together, I mean,
it's disgusting.
How can you kick somebody who's already down? I mean, what the fuck is going through your head?
Someone that is
everyone's saying
sectioned is not working.
Give Wolf the box, but Wolf, you're welcome to a box, but he hasn't requested.
Listen, Angie, thanks for having me, darling. I've got to drop down.
Anytime, Remy. Thank you.
Thanks, babe.
Bye.
Bye.
Wolf, do you want to come in and just let us know how he's doing?
I was going to say what the Wolf just said there. Like, that's what I was trying to explain when Amanda was shouting over me, is that men's mental health does matter, and it does take a lot for a man to stand up and say, look, this is how I'm hurting deep down. A lot of people don't realise just how much courage and strength that takes, because as men, we do feel very vulnerable and very weak in that moment. It's serious.
that too.
Yeah. Hey, Wolf, how are you?
Research
What's going on?
says that completely, because
We're just
men.
talking about the Zach situation, and Miss Red is on live now.
I was just listening to Miss Mama Kaz. I think I really actually don't get involved in drama and bullshit, but when it comes to the real side of TikTok and like people's emotions and actual life that we're talking about, I have to stand up for what I think is right. And I think what I've heard, I know what I've heard and seen today is fucking disgusting. I
Yeah.
think it's vile. A man who cried out for help, given the circumstances, no matter what, should never have been shared around in the first place. Especially when a man is already down, and behind the scenes of that, they're being shared around, laughed at, or mocked about, or whatever, because he's gone through something. Like, I know Zach on a personal level now, and I have done for a while. He's a changed man from the first time he did start the app, and from obviously what I know and blah, blah, blah. But for this to come all about now, and I just think it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You're really trying to break a man that's doing well of himself now and turned his life around.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
It really is. It is really like bitter.
They want what he's got.
And Sam, do you know how many people they've done this to? They've done this to so many people. I know at least a couple where they've turned on them for little reasons, right? And these people have ended up like serious, I'm not even using the TikTok sense of the word depressed. I mean, actually seriously depressed in bed for weeks. And when they finally come back after time, these people will turn up in their chats to let them know they're watching. They send the trolls in because they've got all their little minions running around, and they try and destroy people because they do not care about people's mental health. Real mental health.
For real. I think it shows that they're all in it for themselves, and they really don't give a fuck about one another, or give a fuck about whatever they're going through in life. To be honest, it's really actually shocked me today to hear it all and to see it all. And like, it's going to probably sound soft, but I do stand with Zach and what he's about.
We all do.
And to see that these lot have gone in on him like that is just fucked up. It really is. It really is fucked up. And this is probably why this is a perfect example of, and now I'm not playing the mental health card, by the way, because I don't really throw that out there, but this is the perfect example of why men do not speak up, is because of this crock of shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
100.
That's why men don't.
Like Wolf, can you'll probably be able to word it better than me, but can you just in a few words simply describe how difficult it actually is as a man to actually have to stand up and show those broad ass emotions, not just in front of TikTok, but in front of thousands of different personalities and opinions? It's crazy how difficult it is, but there's still people who just don't seem to understand just how fucking hard it is.
Just a bit of a relatable thing, isn't it? Like, it's not about me. This is about Zach we're talking about. But I've got a similar thing where I'm kind of stood on a BRIDGE and I'm crying out for help. So I understand where Zach is coming from, because all he wants is a shoulder to lean on when everybody's against him and everybody's out to get him and ruin the person he is. It really is a cry for help, and men do cry for help because we feel like at times we can't turn around and talk to people or talk to our friends or talk to women because we're looked at as a fucking little child that's just screaming out for help and attention seeking. It really isn't necessarily all about that. It's a man that's really deep in his own self and don't know where to turn to. Now, sometimes we do things that we shouldn't do, you know, regardless whether the pictures should have been sent or not. Those pictures should never have been passed around. He cried out to help to a friend that he thought was a friend and wanted that help. That's what it is. And I don't know. I just honestly, I feel absolutely fucking wounded for the guy.
And Zach,
I really do. It's so hard to speak to people, you know, especially when you're a man and you're meant to be looked at as, I'm the alpha man here. No, it's not. It's not about being an alpha man. We all have feelings. We're not robots. We all have hearts, you know. We all get heartbroken. We all fucking, you know, sort of get in our feelings at time and sad and we cry and whatever. But because we're a man, we're looked at as that we shouldn't show that emotional side of us because we're a man.
Yeah, and from the other side as well, I also understood, like, to me, maybe it wasn't such cry for help, but it was a bit like, just give me a bit of break. Do you know what I mean? I'm you know, I'm falling apart here. I'm dealing with a lot of stress at the moment. Just, don't talk about me, guys. This is the state of where I am at the moment. Do you know what I mean? That's the picture. That's to prove it. It's just, guys, leave me alone for a bit. Let me just pick myself together. And,
He literally said, didn't he? His exact words were, I was begging you. I was begging you to stop. And that carries a lot of power, because when someone is literally saying, I am begging you, they are literally saying, I am at my lowest. I am on the floor. Please, for my sake, stop. Stop now. I'm already down. You know what I mean? That's powerful.
Yeah, it's took a lot of guts, obviously, in that moment. We all do silly things. Now, if you're all a man in the chat, like, whether you want to be a troll or not, you've gone through something in life that has hurt you so bad to the point where you feel like there's no way out. Now, Zach's point in his life, in his life, he didn't see a way out. He cried out for help because he didn't want it to end. He just wanted a shoulder to cry on, which we're more than all entitled to. Sometimes I've wanted to do that. In his point, and men in here, at your point, that's all you need sometimes in life. And it's been made a mockery of against him doing that.
I agree.
It's an absolute mockery. And I think, just before I go, that you should all be a fucking shame to yourselves. Whoever shared the photos around, whoever's made a mockery around of it, whoever's fucking demasculated him, humiliated him, whatever you want to see it as, I think that you really ought to be ashamed of yourselves, and it's fucking absolutely disgusting.
Facts.
Anyway, I gotta go. I'll catch you all soon.
Thank you.
Angie, have you seen the comment from Libby in the chat? I don't know if it's true, obviously, because people say whatever in chats, but about Red's daughter and what she's saying.
I didn't see it.
Apparently she's got her daughter on. Again, like I said, I'm just going off of a comment. I don't know if it's a true comment. Sorry, Libby. But she said, I think it's meant to be her daughter, not his daughter. Her daughter is now saying that if he was well enough to send photos, he was well enough to ring the doctor. You've got your daughter in a box saying that shit, if that is true and accurate.
Listen, again, we have to hold strong on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. when, mind you, we're all going to get booted out of her room anyways, but we have to have the anger and like Collector said, have the same energy when it comes to what she's going to talk about on Sunday, or if she's probably talking about it right now anyway, against him.
Well, nothing surprised me because, as you said yourself, Angie, even the Pearl situation, I think that was a distraction technique that they've made just for views. And they will continue to incite hate. And if we don't keep the energy, she will still be able to have the platform. And that's what creates outrage.
Yeah.
The way that she can inflict and not...
Just before I go, sorry guys, just before I go, Mama Kaz, I can see straight through that fucking vile human. I can see straight through her, right? I wouldn't be surprised if she claims victim and uses it for her own self-fucking gain. Disgusting human.
Oh, good one there. That's true though. Where did Mama Cass come from? She's fallen off a long time ago, honestly. She doesn't have the views. She doesn't have the followers. All of a sudden, she's all up in the shit.
Yeah, because she's trying to get herself attached to whatever drama she can, so she can stay still relevant. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and she's probably got a phone call from Miss Red to go live and talk about this. And 100% when she says, "Oh no, I don't pull it." Yes, you do. Yes, you fucking do. And I think that's what we all need to remember, that she is the puppet master behind all of these people. And I again, if I could throw my phone across the room, because I kind of feel we're talking, and she's sitting there spewing her shit. And it's like, this is all going to be turned around on Sunday for some stupid reason. That's just how I feel.
I'll tell you what it is. It is the build back up of a personality who in 6 months' time is going to come into a storyline, should we call it, an Emma Doll storyline, who is then going to be the cash cow, the person who brings back in the views, the money, the drama. It's the build up back to that, because I've noticed the pattern. When someone drops off, they then come back 6 months later with a new storyline, and the circle goes round and round again.
It's money over morals, and I said what I said. Big up Paige, big up Torian, and Miss Red, you are trash. You are an absolute piece of garbage. Thank you so much, Angie. This was my first time in the box. Bye-bye. Sorry for my English. Ciao.
And Andy, credit to you, because I think we needed somebody like you, because I only discovered you recently, so I can only comment on what I've seen.
Could you drop me, please?
You're probably one of the smartest people on this app in terms of how you see these people move. Everybody else just seems to buy into what they're fed.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Can I just say as well before I go, I'm going to have to go in a minute. I've just realised one thing. If you think about it, misread circle of friendship. So they got rid of Pearl. Well, not got rid of it, but they kind of had it at it, like, you know. Then they got rid of Evil Queen because she was inconvenient, and now is Zach's turn. Who is next? Is it all about the followings? Is it all about the views? Is it all about who is the bigger creator, who they don't want to compete with? It's just like getting rid of people to get them at when they're most vulnerable. You know, and it's just absolutely disgusting. But thank you so much, Angie, for letting me in the window to let my frustration out. But yeah, I'll give you a follow as well. Today I've seen you for the first time, but you've been brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So thanks very much again, and I'll see you guys soon.
I'm going to go up so somebody else can rise, but thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just point out, it's funny how they've all suddenly come live once Miss Red's been on. Everyone's been quiet all day, apart from Kaz.
Yeah.
But Cockapoo jumps up, and all the others are gonna surely pop up because she's been live. They've all been told to not say anything earlier on. It's so obvious that she's a controller.
Can I just say something? I worked as a mental health nurse for 20 years, so qualified CPN. Now, if someone sends you pictures and you're that triggered by them, why don't you go to, like, the services? You know, if you know where they live, you can send a police to do a welfare check. You could even just run them an ambulance if you were that worried. Why would you share it to people that hate them? It makes no sense. You know, like, look at us an outsider in. I mean, the FYP shows, I stopped watching Miss Red because it's like, it's all about people that are at crisis, you know, and I find it really sad. Like Marcus M, she's very sad to watch in a lot of ways because she's literally at a crisis point on public platform, melting down. And people are like, what can do? It's replaying, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all for clout and money.
You know, it's replaying the misery of somebody else, and you think, why would you do that? You know, I mean, I don't understand. So I stopped watching them because I don't get that on my FYP. My FYP is more about autism because I'm an parent of autistic kids.
Apparently it's kicking off over there right now, so...
But to send images on of somebody that you know is at crisis point is true.
Yeah. You know what, guys? Zach is live right now, so I think if we could all just go over and kind of show Zach some love. So I'm going to end this live, and I'm going to be over in Zach's live for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll jump over.
And I think
now.
if we could all just go over and just show Zach some love.
Yeah, I'll jump over. Again, Angie, thank you
so
for
much
hosting the
today.
live.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for the